Let's flirt with a new angle here. Kind of new. You've kind of seen it. Hello everyone, my name is Miro and welcome to my channel. I have returned from Sweden on Saturday. Today is Monday and I thought it was time for me to take a look at my plants. Obviously, I looked at my plants pretty instantly as soon as I walked in just to see what is happening, and I'm very pleased with the state of everything. I am also very offended by the state of some of the plants, which are producing a lot of peduncles, a lot of flowers. I have some Hoyas that are gonna bloom for the first time, and I just think it's very rude that they decided to do that while I was away. I mean, I'm gonna see the flower, but I've been waiting for such a long time, and I leave and they're like, oh, let's do it now. We did a lot of chores before my trip, so they are looking quite well. There are some plants that are unwell that we need to work with. Of course, a lot of Hoyas have crapped into my cabinets. It is the best selection of words that I have because that is what they did. So there is a lot of chores that we will be doing here. We are entering summer. Things need to be taken care of. All of that is fine and dandy, but I just thought we would have just, I want to say a brief video, but I know it's not going to be really brief. I want to have like a walkthrough to see how things are. If maybe we have pests. I mean, I know that we have pests. I don't even know why I say maybe. But just to kind of take a look at things and maybe even write down in my mind, or maybe I need to make like a voice note or like a note of things that I want to do with the collection. Most of the plants, as I said, fared well. My Gesneriads are looking very dry. Too much water. They request too much water, which is not my problem. I gave them water on the day of when I left. But I didn't want to do really any chores before I started to record this video. I just wanted you to see sort of the state of things as they are. And the only thing that I did is I moved one orchid, but that's about it. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Okay, so this is how things are looking from afar. Not too bad. That's my tripod. I was just sitting there, so it's a bit messy. This was all very nice and clean, but I have a new orchid that I got in Sweden, new Hoya cuttings that I need to pot, and I only took down this Vanda orchid, which, as I said, is gonna lose some leaves, and she's doing exactly what I said because they were damaged in transit, but she's looking good. I'm getting ready to water my Vandas, but I mean, no one said anything about these huge new Vandas, but this is the size of my palm, and you guys, my hands are not small. My hands are huge. I'm a tall person, and easily an octave here. Play the piano, easily an octave. I can do even more. So my hands are huge. Not a normal. This is just so beautiful. Look at that little white spot. Beautiful. I'm so pleased with these. I'm not so concerned about the leaf drop. It just seems this happens with some of these, but I feel a lot better because I took a look at my Vandas when I came home and I see that they're doing well. There are new roots on the old ones, which is giving me a lot of confidence. And one of them is even making a bébé right here, I believe. Can you see that? That's a new Vanda bébé. So that's nice. That is a good sign that they like the environment. I mean, look at that chunky new root on this basketed Vanda, which needs to be watered. So they're doing really well. Look at that chunky root. Oh, is this the one? No way. Wait, I'm a little bit confused. These kind of look similar. One of these is supposed to be orange. I think this is the orange one, which is a shame actually, because this one is the one that I really love. Hasn't done anything yet, but hopefully soon. Which is probably my favorite Vanda, this other one that I got. Unfortunately, we do see that this one is gonna be out of bloom soon, but that's okay. They're doing really well. I did this before my trip, I bought this IKEA cart, which I really like, and I put some Hoyas here, and I like that because they're covering the ugliness of the tent. This one is still a little bit unwell. She was in this vase while I was gone with a bit of water. She lost one more leaf. She's probably going to lose one more, but I think we're going to recover eventually because I don't see fusarium. I just need new roots. I need to see new roots starting, and then I will feel good about her, but we're still not writing her off as dead. Things are looking great in the cabinet. There are a couple of yellow leaves there, but that's not maybe a major concern at the moment. I see that they're doing pretty well. It needs a cleanup because, again, as we see, they have made a mess. They've crapped in my cabinet. So that verticillata, as I said, we need to sort her out. She's losing leaves all the time. But other than that, I'd say we're pretty good. This cabinet was just quickly put together. Still didn't do the cable management, and I still haven't done like a proper organization in this cabinet where plants are going to live. So I think I want to keep smaller plants on top because these shelves do bend, and then heavier on the bottom, mid in the middle. So we need to organize it a bit more, which we will do in a future video. Some need repot like that latifolia, and I might get rid of the outer variegated latifolia. I will think about it. And some are probably not going to stay here. But interestingly, I don't know if these are going to last. I don't think so. These are falling off, unfortunately. My Tamdao, species Tamdao, has made buds here. I was excited to see it bloom, but apparently it's not going to happen. So we just have to wait for that to happen. Maybe this other one is going to bloom from Vietnam. This is a gorgeous one. Has buds there, or peduncle there. These orchids also I need to repot them, but actually this one is about to bloom. They're the same, they're sherry babies. A little bit ugly at the moment because they haven't been watered. They've been watered before my trip, but they have been underwatered before, so they need to be repotted. I actually really love this cart. I may get another one. The issue is this was a limited series and now they don't have this color, but I'm thinking about getting another one, maybe for here, and then using that for something else. Now in this cabinet we have Hoya buntokensis in bloom, so that's really nice to see. I need to take some detailed photos of that. They're doing really well, growing. This one seems to be wanting to finally activate. I saw a whisper of a new growth. I don't know if you can see there on the peduncle, but like just right there, that's a whisper. So we keep praying. These all need to be watered. These need to be repotted. They have been just shoved in, so they need a repot. These are doing well. I think they need to be watered too. They've been watered before my trip, and all of these obviously need to be repotted. This Monstera I got as a gift needs to be repotted, put on a stake, just taken care of. Lacunosa is doing really well. My inner variegated pot of Lacunosa also needs to be watered. I actually don't even remember. I do think I watered it. And it needs to be trimmed. It has some green vines. Don't know what happened. This alocasia was looking so nice. I showed it to you before, but now she decided to be an alocasia. My Florida Beauty is actually looking pretty fine. I will mention her in a future video. She's been super neglected, but she has bounced back. I do need to see if she has thrips. We had a thrips problem here. We see Hoya there in the back, verticillata blooming. She has just a crap load of buds. And then those orchids on the top of the cabinet, I think I need to put them on a wall. I will think about that. Those are all phalaenopsises. That one is growing probably needs to be watered. It hasn't been watered before the trip. And wait, what do I see? Are those buds? I had to take it off. This looked very suspicious to me. I actually think some of these are going to be more branches. These are buds. Yeah, I think this is another branch here. So we'll see. This one is blooming for the first time in my care. This is something my friend gifted me. Hoya in the window are looking okay. Multiflora, maybe I will need to trim some of these. They're losing some of the lower leaves, but this one is looking okay. This Paphiopedilum, only so-so. It's flowering again, and it's gonna flower again there. But, you know, it arrived like this. Okay, a brief interruption for me soaking my Vandas. I need to soak all of them. I think I'm gonna slowly hydrate them. These are not super dehydrated, but they could probably use some water by this point. They were only sprayed, so we are starting to hydrate them. The water is a bit, It's because I add the liquid fertilizer, which does change the color of the water, plus the algae, so it's a bit different. With rain mix, the water would be slightly pinkish. With this, it's, well, whatever that color is. Unfortunately, one of them fell, so I broke the flower. So I have to fix this one. This beautiful one has been a bit unlucky. It fell again. So I broke one more flower, but, you know, she's been maybe unlucky a bit from the start. I need to water her. This one is maybe the most dehydrated, but even she is not that bad. But anyway, I just had a Hungarian class. I wanted to show you, this is how I basketed this one. This is also kind of purplish, but they're all different. And she's been doing great. It's much easier to soak. And we have a great sign on this Vanda. You can see a bunch of new roots. These are all new roots, which is such a great sign to get new roots in your environment. And pretty immediately. So even there, I don't know if this one is even, maybe they will attach to the basket. That would be kind of cool. And we do have like a chunky thick root on this other side. So those are all really great signs. They should grow a lot of new roots in the new environment. And hopefully it's not going to bloom soon. It's getting a lot of light. As we can see, the leaves are pale. They should be this color. They're not supposed to be dark color. They're supposed to be kind of Granny Smith from what I understand. So I think that's close enough. They are in very high light, and maybe the color doesn't show on camera, but anyway, these plants in the cabinet are looking great. I think this cabinet is looking fantastic. Of course, we did crap in the cabinet. Look at my, this is actually something that surprised me quite a bit. You can just see this Hoya, beautiful Hoya acuminata. She's very close to those lights. Those are 16 watt, two 16-watt lights. They are making my Hoya eschenanthoides sun stress, and that the Shidia too in the back, but this one seems to be loving it, which is actually quite surprising because this is a thin-leaved Hoya, but enough water, and she seems to be actually potentially even preferring this. So that's kind of great. I do believe we might end up cutting her soon because this Hoya is not going to bloom on lower branches. I think only on the new peduncles she will bloom. So I will just cut her back probably at one point. And I want to keep her on the small side. We do have to maintain these. I want them to grow in a bit more, but essentially, you know, they cannot become huge. This one has also bloomed. This is species Jabbar, but they're gonna fall off, which is sad because this is first blooming for this species Jabbar. But we do have more flowers coming in here. It's hard to show you, hold the camera and not break anything. We have some growth finally on this Coriacea silver that's sort of hidden. And then this Longicalyx, I heard prefers bright light, so we're keeping it up and high, maybe even higher than this. which does surprise me, but I heard it really loves highlight. We need to maybe not touch this one. This is Hoya urniflora. I learned a lot about this one when I was in Sweden, which I will tell you. We need to water her, but she is very sensitive. She's very sensitive, but I think we might have figured it out with all the tips that I have. But they're doing really well. They're really healthy looking. A beautiful leaf on this Hoya sanguensis that I got from Susie. And a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful silver leaf splashy here. Simply stunning. And this is another Papua Hoya. This one is from lowlands, so this one is easier to grow. It has beautiful leaves too. And this one, you know, it lost some leaves probably due to mites, but oh, let me not break something. This one is growing really well. This is Hoya uniflora. You can see she's missing quite a bit there. So I don't know what to do with that. Do I restart her? Probably not. But she is a plant that prefers to grow in low light. So she actually, as she reached this shade here, which in my eyes is no light, she actually started to thrive down there. So a lot of interesting things happening. This multiflora is something that is very interesting to some people. This is probably one of the newer collections of multiflora. It, as you can see, it has very small leaves. Now due to light, the stem is pubescent, a little bit yellowish, and so are the flower buds and the peduncle. They're not going to fall off. This is just a natural color. If I can catch that, there we go. Very interesting species, possibly a new collection from Indonesia. By new, I mean in the past 2 years. I got it as Hoya mini leaves, Hoya multiflora mini leaves. So we will see with that. I will have to say, I have to kind of take my, these Hoya, for example, Chinkongensis, it's in fairly high light and it's looking great. I did recommend this for lower light, and it seems to be a very adaptable species that can grow both in lower and high light, but in high light, the leaves are smaller and cuter. Same with this Hoya, I think, pirifolia. You can see how interesting this gets in higher light. In lower light, the leaves are wider, but in higher light, they sort of fold onto themselves. Very interesting that what once I thought is a low light species can actually be so adaptable. Even the Bella, the white Hoya Bella, all white, can go in highlight too. This is another beautiful one blooming here. I think this is collection from Garut. Beautifully blooming here. Very similar to Hoya amicabilis. If we could focus, I would be utmostly grateful. The Sipule blooming here. Very easy Hoya. Does well in lower light. Occultata blooming, both of them. Interestingly now this one. This is the red one, which is now yellow. In winter she is red. She is not red now, as we can tell. And my yellow Loki here, which hopefully will bloom soon. And then Irisae, I don't know if she will bloom. Let's try to water her a little bit more. Hopefully Irisae we can get to bloom. I would be very happy to see that. Paliki subspecies tenebrosa from Susi doing also really well. Leucantha, I don't think Leucantha is such a highlight Hoya. She doesn't seem to be loving the highlight. I need to trim her back, maybe even untangle her. I don't know. I can't tell. She is growing, but is she thriving? I would say no. I would say no. Maybe she needs to be treated for mites or moved from here, which is a shame because I was hoping she would stay here. Couple of yellow leaves on these orchids, which I don't know why. We will talk about this section and this section in a bit. And then this beautiful anthurium, which maybe now is my favorite, Affinity Basie. Basie? Never know how to say it. Gorgeous new leaf. And of course, this beautiful Michele. Also, flower of this carnosa, which is actually quite small for a carnosa to flower. AH103. Big pink flower. We'll see about that. Beautiful on this one. This is potentially Purple Pride. Don't know. Have to see. Still going strong. This needs to be watered. This is what I'm telling you about this Pandurata. I watered her in a self-watering pot. She's dry again. I need to water my carnivorous plants. The wall is pretty much okay, but we are redoing that for sure. And we have many ideas. Look at her. Look at this one. Beautiful. This one lost a bud or a flower. Losing another one here, but very beautiful, big lip. Phalaenopsis, white colored. Big, big, big flower. Gorgeous. Aroids are doing well. This Araucaria needs a repot. She's growing well. Something is wrong with these lower ones. I don't really know why they have gone brown, but let's just ignore it. Maybe we can say this is a funky look and not touch it too much. She's gonna get a repot. She's also very dry, but I have lost a row of branches there and some of the smaller ones here. You can see like this. So I don't know what that's about. Probably not watering enough. Boo, boo, boo. Gesneriids, very dry, need water. Even though they were watered before the trip, they're dry. Spiders have multiplied, I don't know why. Sadly out of bloom. This begonia needs to get out of this. She has recovered. We will do that too soon. Sari Pei, I think, begonia, also recovering. My camera doesn't want to show you the beauty. Or Sarikei, can't remember the collection. There are things happening in the tent which we will check out. So things are happening, things are doing well. I can't get over how beautiful this is. Like, none of you commented on how gorgeous this is, and I'm not gonna forgive you ever. Also, beautiful. So leave a comment for the not begonias, for the orchids. Waimania has bloomed. When I came back, the flowers were on the floor, of course. These are doing great. My pink episthias are looking really fine. Some of those begonias we need fixing because they're getting too much light still. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how not to give them light and for them to receive light. I think simply the answer is they can't grow together because these enjoy the higher light, these don't. So we need to fix that. That's just like a quick tour. Huge new leaf on this Biliatia. I will need to start watering my aroids weekly at this point. So we will, this is not the end of the video. We are like continuing with the chores after the trip, but I do need to eat. I do need to eat, my people. So yeah, I'm already making a mess. This was all clean. I'm already making a mess. So congrats to me. Multiflora is flowering. I have Hoyas in the tent flowering. Many have flowered. So we will take a look at everything. I do have to show you, that's the seed pod of my Hoya Lucky with all of those seeds, which we now have to collect. I should have put a sock on it, but I didn't, as it is obvious. So we have to sow them today. None of them fell to the floor, luckily, but, you know, finally, after a year it happened. Why do I hear someone honking outside? Do they want to get slapped? Honestly, shut up. So we are back here with plant chores. And I decided essentially to do this in this video, even though this is kind of like an update of how my plants have been doing. But I wanted to pot this orchid that I got in Sweden. So this is a type of an epidendrum orchid. It did come in a pot, but I had to unpot it, which is a story that I will tell you in my, I think, either Sweden vlog or in my Hoya haul. I'm filming 3 videos, so maybe I will be repeating myself here and there. But anyway, this is an epidendrum, and I There was a tag, I think Nordic Fire or something like that, but we need to pot it. I had to remove the potting mix and the pot so I could get it through. As is the procedure. I have my 3% hydrogen peroxide here, which I will use to spray the roots, which is what I do with all of my orchids when I repot them. Now, this looks pretty dry to me. It has not been watered at all, and obviously she's been unpotted, so it's not like there isn't some shock, some stress here. I'm gonna go through the roots, see what's up. These are a little bit different. I don't know how versed you are with the orchids, but these are different than your Phalaenopsis roots. Slightly easier to break. And I typically find with orchids that are from a garden center that there is quite a bit, unless they're Phalaenopsis, there's quite a bit of root rot. So I'm just going to remove anything that I see that's broken. Like here, we can see that's peeling off. So we can just remove that, clean up the root system, spray it with hydrogen peroxide, and then we will pot it. I think it will plump up pretty quickly. It's not uncommon for orchids to be sent unpotted, and nurseries, orchid nurseries, will even dry them out because it just reduces the chance of rot in the box. If it's too cold, it's better for the plant that it's totally dry. So, and it was cold in Sweden, let's not lie to ourselves. I would probably put this in a self-watering pot, but this is going on my wall, so I shan't be doing that. We do have a bunch of new growth. I had to cut off the flower, unfortunately. That is with Farah, but from what I know about epidendrums, what I remember is that they do not rebloom from the old canes, but only from the new ones. So this one might bloom in the back, but we just have like a really nice clump here, which I'm very, very happy about. And I will be potting it in bark and moss. There's some dry roots here, so I'm just gonna get rid of those. They were already dry when I took them out, I noticed that, but they are a little bit drier, but they're not terrible. Honestly, these are pretty good roots for a garden center orchid. So it should plump up relatively quickly. I don't see any major issues. And the mix fell off instantly. It was in a mix of like cocoa husk and cocoa fiber. There was no bark, but this hasn't been watered in a while. It was dry when I got it. I did not water it in Sweden, and I'm only watering it now after this. First, hydrogen peroxide. I don't see any sign of any pests, no mealybugs, no snails. Snails can attack orchids. Just a pretty healthy orchid with a lot of new growth is what I see here, which delights me. I'm always delighted when I get a pretty good plant, especially from a garden center. So we're going to put her aside to just dry a little bit. Now we've made a mess here, but that's how it goes. We have a second order of business that we need to do, and let me just clean this up a little bit. I'm going to pot my Hoya Loki seeds. I will use these to pot them, if you can see. These are from Lidl, like these small greenhouses for seeds. You don't have to do it in this, but I actually do find them pretty convenient, so I'm just gonna find a cleaner one. The one on the top is a bit dirty. These are pretty cheap. They do not have drainage, because again, it's just not something that seedlings need. They need moisture in the initial stages. You get about 4, I think, of these. So 4 green trays that you put the black one in, 4 covers as well, and 4 tops. Now this can't really close perfectly, but I just find it's good enough. It's good enough. It keeps some moisture in. I germinated seedlings in this before, Hoya seedlings, so it's fine. You just put it like that on top. I wish you could lock it in somehow, you could press it in, but you can't. So I'm just gonna get this ready here. I have my begonia mix, which in this case is going to be my seedling mix because it's pretty light. It is a peat-based mix because I do have just a bunch of peat and it's gonna work well. There's some vermiculite, there's perlite, but that's about it. It's fertilized ever so slightly, and you do need to use something that's slightly fertilized for seedlings, very, very weak fertilizing. Obviously, it's super dry, so we will make it moist. And I will actually spray this before I put the seedlings in, or the seeds, they're not seedlings yet. Because if I do it later, I might spray away the seed, right? Which we don't want to do. Honestly, that seed pod also like opened last night, so I was already supposed to do this. You're not supposed to wait that long, really. I mean, it's fine. I think they will germinate. Especially like she made me wait for a year too. It's not like, well, Loki's been pretty quick. It actually took forever to grow that seed pod. I don't think it's any particular cross. I didn't do the cross. If you ask me in the comments, I don't know what to tell you how to pollinate Hoyas. I know the process, but I've never done it, so I'm not going to make a video. If you are interested, please check out Facebook page for STEMMA, because there is an article there. And please do check out the article versus just asking the people, because there are people who put effort into writing that article, who journaled their experience. I'm trying to always give the best possible advice that I can, but I can't tell you anything about cross-pollination. It happened 3 times here, all 3 by accident. Wait, 3 times? Yes, Caudata, Tenebrosa, Veliki Tenebrosa, I think those are all dead because I killed them, and now Loki. All of them by accident. Probably thrips or mites or who knows who pollinated. But like, there are experts out there. There are experts out there. Oh, I see some of my Hoyas in the cabinet are dry. How are you dry already? I watered you like 12 days ago. You know what issue I'm having now? I watered these plants before my trip, which was on Wednesday and Thursday. And yes, it was in Sweden, but to me, it feels like I left here yesterday. And I'm like, I just watered you. When in fact, it's been like 2 weeks. Yeah, today's Wednesday. It's 2 weeks. I better water. I was thinking yesterday, I'm so on top of watering. I just watered and I'm gonna water again, but actually, you did not just water. See, I really hate this because if you move it like this, it doesn't want to work. Piece of crap. Thank you. Thank you. This is RO water with algamic in it. So you can't even tell what I'm doing. I guess I can move you down. We're just gonna put this here and wash this again, because we like to wash. And now, let's get those seedlings, or seeds, keep referring to them as seedlings. Disgusting. There's a lot of them, and some of them don't look viable, but I'm gonna pot all of them, because sometimes the seed looks very flat. I think those are not the most viable. They will, because my hands are now wet, they're sticking to my hands, and I'm gonna try my best to pot all of them, but some of them may have flown away in my room because I did not put a bag on it. I think I got maybe even all of them. We have about 24 spaces here. I think we may have more seedlings than that. Some people take off this fluff. You don't have to. You can. It's just for helping them when they are distributed in nature. So this one looks pretty empty. I'm gonna try to pot the ones that visually look the best. I can't really breathe, because if I breathe too much, they will fly away. They're super tiny. Don't know if you can see. Oh, that went into the wrong hole. Maybe I can use this. Oh, that might be easy. See, I learn something every day. If one of you decides to be variegated, it will be greatly appreciated. If one of you decides to be with a red flower, it will be greatly appreciated. Orange flower, silver, like high splash, mini form. So many options. Just don't be the most regular. You can be a cross with multiflora if you want to. The only other Hoya next to this was Hoya multiflora. Probably was in bloom at the same time. Did I put one here? I did. And again, you don't need to put them very deep. Generally, when you are potting, I think, seedlings, the depth of the seed, the depth of the potting of the seed is usually like how thick the seed is. And some seeds want to stay on top, but not with Hoyas. From my knowledge, they do want to be potted, but like, maybe with some palm seeds, they stay on top. But usually, I think when we pot seedlings, you're looking at how thick the seed is, and you don't want to pot it deeper. I just made an executive decision right now because we will have more seeds than we have space. Some of these are going to have 2, especially because I'm now potting the best looking ones first. I know that a lot of you are very excited when it comes to Hoya seeds. I can't tell you that I am. I was excited for that variegated Valiki, and one of my patrons actually sent me, I think it was Lucas, sent me his variegated Valiki also from a seedling, and it's looking super nice, so I hope it grows well for him. Mine unfortunately got mealybugs, and I killed it with a treatment, which is great. All right, so we have filled out all the spaces. Now we're just gonna go from the top again. Hoya seeds also germinate pretty quickly, so we're talking in a couple of days up to a week, but I don't think it takes really a week. It hasn't taken me a week. This is so far the one with the most seeds. It has 53 seeds. I don't expect all of them to germinate because, again, some of them look very flat. I think that's all of them. I'm now left with disgusting fluff. So we will just close that and come back to it either at the end of this video or in the future. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's some Hoya seedling fluff in my coffee and I'm drinking it. Okay, let's very quickly pot this epidendrum. Oh, I have seedling fluff in my mouth. Oh, I drink it fast. I'm not going to waste perfectly good coffee because of some fluff. Is it toxic? Will I die? Let's pot this epidendrum. So a layer of moss on the bottom will help with watering and with wicking from the cover pot. And then we're going to do bark from Aquagenera, because that's the only one I have left. Orchid bark plus 2, not sponsored, unfortunately. It's pretty big bark. Very good quality too. And then we're just gonna put the orchid. What I like to do when I'm repotting the orchids, I do like to put a bit of moss just like here among the roots. Just a little bit. Because it may become hard to reach those spots and it might be just a big chunk of air. So we're just gonna do a bit of bark now and then moss. I'm gonna be a total savage. I'm gonna use one of these stakes to pot the orchid. That's why they give you the tools, right? That's what these are here for. I like my orchids to have as little stakes and additional stuff as possible. Even Phalaenopsis, I don't like them staked when the flowers are staked. I mean, it's not that I don't like them. I prefer them when they're unstaked. So now, very gently push this in. It's not important for you to get all of the gaps out, but, you know, do try a little bit. Just a little bit. This one also seems to have a bit of a climbing habit because the oldest cane seems to be all the way down in there, like climbing a little bit. It's nothing like Miltonias, which significantly can climb. I think I'm going to finish off with moss here on top so it doesn't dry out as quickly. I actually think we have some fertilizer already, because when I was watering, I prepared a batch with fertilizer, so I'm just going to use that to water it right away. I really like orchids that grow like this. Some dendrobium types, cattleyas, well, cattleya less. I love epidendrums. They're not very common here. Like, you can see them sometimes, but it's not super common. Okay, so just with my pump sprayer, I will go around, and now it's going to be super easy because moss is already moist. You can see, despite there being so much moss, it does go through quickly. There we go. That's enough. We'll see if it improves, because it is a bit dehydrated. It's gonna go on my wall once again. I have big plans for that wall. Okay, I am very crazy because it is 2 a.m. and it is daylight in my tent. This Hoya fell down. And I've been planning to take a video of what is happening in my tent since I've been gone, and here we are. I opened this tent and I found a significant number of Hoya in bloom, so let me just show you. First of all, my Axillus is filled with buds. It's not in bloom yet, but as we open the tent, here we have Hoya platycollis in bloom. Beautiful flower. So that's the first one on the entrance. Then on the bottom we have Hoya UT033. I don't know if that shows well, but yeah, that one is in bloom. Let me see. She's actually going out of bloom, as you can see. Those are falling off. I don't know if you can tell, but back there, my Hoya corneri is about to bloom and she has a ton of buds. It's very hard to record. We had some issues with my touch screen, but you should be able to tell now that corneri has a bunch of blooms. It's the Hoya that we are focusing on. We also have some buds here on my Hoya spartioides, which is not getting in focus. And then we have some buds on the Hoya in the back. That is Hoya from Papua New Guinea. I will write the name. Then here we have EPC 1015. This is a cross with Lambi and Vitellina. There is an elephant in the back there, very similar. Hoya elephant is in bloom. I think we can see maybe even some mealybugs, which is lovely. And then buds on Hoya mitrata, more buds on Hoya mitrata. We have buds on Flores Island. It was in bloom just a couple of days ago on one peduncle, now another one. Hoya caudata gold in the back is also in bloom. Let me see if we can get to it. There is caudata gold in bloom here. And then in the back, this is getting very hard. In the back, that is flower on Hoya, oh my goodness, AH049. And then this verticillata from Natalie Simonson collection is also blooming for the first time. Calycina, buds for the first time. Sigillatis here. One type of Sigillatis is also blooming here from Alas River, I think. Ooh, that's already a lot. And then who else? Some verticillata is gonna bloom there in the back on the bottom. You can't see her. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. I do have to apologize. I made a mistake. Elephant buds are here. So that is still Hoya, Lambi, and Vitellina cross. Oh my goodness. We actually... What? I have Hoya Vitellina in bloom for the first time. Oh my goodness. All the way in the back. I can't reach it right now. That would be insane to reach her. I can do that in the morning. Oh my goodness. That is actually insane. It took forever. Meredith. Guys, this is insane. Meredith here. If we focus, Meredith there is gonna bloom. There's the Shidia, always in bloom. It's actually so hot right now. Right there next to my Kanyakumariana, we have Insularis in bloom. And then here, species Mamasa will bloom on a couple of peduncles there, and then below. Can we just focus? Why is this so hard is beyond me. Species Mamasa. So that's not species from Mamasa, it's actual Mamasa, Hoya Mamasa. Rinduraflasia, behind that Dischidia, you can see Rinduraflasia is also with buds, but I'm so stoked that my Vitellina is blooming and I can't believe that I can't reach her. And then here in the shade we have Puvoensis in bloom, and then on Flagellata we have some buds. She's not in bloom yet. Oh, I'm sweating. I'm sweating so much. I can't even begin to tell you. I can't even begin to tell you how humid it is. My room is at 80 right now and it's 24 degrees at 2 a.m. So this tent is probably crazier. That was a lot. I'm sure I missed something. I sure am going to faint now because this is just overwhelming. I think almost, every other Hoya is blooming in this tent, but we do need to take them out once again and clean, treat for mealybugs. My camera is about to get empty, but this is actually crazy. I don't know that I have had so many Hoyas in bloom at once in a tent, but I'm so upset there are mealybugs there, potentially, most likely. And I really want to go and do something about it, but I really can't. It's Miro, it's 2 a.m. You cannot take out Hoyas at 2 a.m. from the tent. So a lot of positive things are happening right now in this grow tent, despite the mealybugs. It's packed with Hoya, as we can see. Still, I need to do repotting here. It needs a lot of work. All of these Hoya are watered, so nothing is going super dry. Oh, there is something else in the back blooming, I see now. I don't know if you can tell, but like right there behind all those leaves, like in the corner, you can't. Like, I'm trying to focus, but it literally won't. It literally will not. I think maybe a verticillata back there? Not really sure. Not really sure. So yeah, I mean, get a bunch of Hoya and then you will have a bunch of Hoya in bloom. But what I wanted to say is someone assumed that the reason why my Hoya are blooming because I'm not watering them. It's not that. I am watering them. I actually used fertilizer on them for the first time in a year. So maybe that's it. But also I think the increased number of species in this tent has led to higher humidity and warmer temperatures, and that, changing of the seasons. It's actually warmer right now, much warmer than it was during the winter. So I think all of that has contributed to these plants currently being in bloom. My undulatas are all in bud. Maybe the one from Cartel Down is not because that one is still small, but the other ones are, the other two. So this is wonderful, and I do have to take care of them. I do have to move them out of the tent, check for mealybugs again. Some of them need to be rerouted, like that UT033. Leaves are still dry. I think that rotted in pon. So, but it has bloomed before many times. But yeah, I don't know how many species we have in bloom in the tent. I would say 10, 15, maybe even more are currently in bloom, and a lot of them are developing buds. I hope my Verstegi in the back is going to do something very soon. And I have photos of most of these. I do not have the photo of the one in the back from Papua New Guinea. I need photos of that, and that is a terrific bloom. Best blooming so far, so I hope by morning it will still be in bloom so I can take some nice photos. But they all look quite happy, except maybe this Axilis. There's some yellowing leaves, but It is a Hoya jungle in this tent. It is a Hoya jungle. Okay, my battery is empty. I have no more memory on the card. So, you know, I have to stop recording. That's an update for my grow tent. Yes, my kind people, I am removing a mealybug at 2 a.m. Probably 2:15 at this point. I discovered I can reach that Hoya and I can remove that one juicy mealybug. It is a mealybug. It's a big one. Can you even see that? If this is not the content that you sign up for, I'm sorry, but that's like some juicy 2 a.m. mealybug. So you're very welcome. Yes, I do realize this is very crazy behavior, but no one ever said that I am a role model. No one ever said I'm a role model. Never claimed that, so, you know, whatever. I wanted to finish this video off, first of all, with this mess on my desk. These are Hoya that I'm rooting from Sweden, orchid that I'm watering, but here are Hoya Loki seedlings. It's been about a week and you can see they are germinating. They're sprouting. As I said, they're pretty fast. There are even some still very small ones. It seems to me that almost everything has germinated. I haven't had before this much success with germinating Hoya seedlings, but here we are. There is some with ever so slight variegation, but you can kind of see there's like a couple of dots there. This doesn't mean anything. It may or may not remain variegated. So I will keep you updated on how these go. I will water them a little bit. They're a little bit dry, so they will get that RO water with algamic, and I will close the lid one more time. And I did discover a mealybug while I was editing the video, which is unfortunate. Also, we have more Hoya in bloom since I recorded, so I will just show you one more. My mind is literally blank. I can't remember the name of this one. This is a cross. So she's blooming. Beautiful pink flowers here, and then here, and then another one in the back. I can't show it to you. And finally she has silver leaves, splashy leaves. There are some green ones. It's supposed to be a splash version. I believe the name starts with an M. I forgot. I can't believe it. My mind sometimes goes really blank on the Hoya names, but yeah. So that is all for today. I will see you in the next video. I have to dedicate quite a lot of time now to watering still and to treating my Hoyas. I watered, I think, all of them, but yeah, I just now it's the time for a second round. I also got some new orchids, which I will show you in the next video. They're down there. I don't want to show you now, but I found some beautiful orchids for that wall, and we are still waiting for that one Hoya to bloom. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on all of those. This philodendron also tried to kill me, so that's very nice. It fell down in the middle of the night. So yes, I was in bed, but it tried to scare me to death. So thank you very much. I literally said I'm not going to show them my face, especially not without the glasses, my security blanket. But here we are. I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend. I have 2 more videos that are edited. One of them is the Hoya haul. I don't know when that is coming out. Maybe next week, maybe not. I have another video that I need to record. So April is going to be a little bit here and there, you know. I also need to start working on my wall. So literally, if someone can come and film for me and edit the videos, that would be wonderful. But yeah, this is it. See you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to let me know how your plants are doing. I love to hear that. And yeah, I can't believe how many mealybugs are in that tent. I can't believe that I spotted one while editing. I'm just gonna shoot myself. What a positive way to sign off. Okay, Bye! I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons, my 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Anne Margaret Moyen, Angela Bernard, Anna P. Aspen Drake, Betsy, Brett Noble, Catherine Molina, Cheyenne O'Hear, Connie Pagano, Daniela Danube Daniels, Panjali Rao, Ether W, Eleni Saxon, Ellen, Farah, Ferdis Verdance, Francis Wilkins, Gathering Moss, Gina Geisig, Rosen Skyle, Growing Nurse, Hannah Matlin, Hoji Scott, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chio, Jody D. Gomez, Jonas Barhjorth Larson, Kara, Catherine P., Casey Gross, Kelly Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Moshi, Christy Ehrlich, Elle Lindberg, Lee Mooney, Lucas Zerchevsky, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Marina Yarmolich, Martin Miller, Melissa Walker, Michelle Heron, Mirka Grun-Roos, MJW, Moa Edmund, Miss Seidenhar, Nelly Yang, Niha, Nicole Moreau, Nina Nguyen, Nita Macy, Odette, PJ Plant, Drid Saig Zera, Rachel Peterson, Rebecca C., Renee Church, Sharon Bone, Starla Van Lith, Suvi Cortecangas, Tessa Martins, Thomas Marson, Tia B, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Vanis Leon, Xenia Green, Youth of the Walmud, Zaira Rivera, Zordarama, Zlakov Niponi, and A Flower. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Anna Malia, Karen Kilon Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Eden Corlett, Holly Borner, Joanna, KPZ, Lindsay Ann, Maria Isabel, Monica Wykers, Dinglov, Sheila Casper, Tangwatanas Virkul, VH, www.myhoya.shop. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, Alice Borland, Andrew G, Anne C, Aquila, Brandon Pacheco, Catherine Molina Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Laura E. Jackson, Lauren at Tugboat Plants, Lori Ann Subramaniam, Luzmin Fernandez, Marga F.V., Mary Diamond, Mary Rose, Neely Spicer, Nerdy Kathy, Olivia Chin Mueller, Pacific Northwest Plant Lady, and Steph Fox.